Welcome back. Impractical Jokers was television's #1 unscripted comedy of 2020, and it is back for another season. I recently spoke with two of the Impractical Jokers themselves. Let's take a look. Hello, right now we are talking about cable's #1 unscripted comedy of 2020. It is returning for an all-new season on truTV, Impractical Jokers, and I'm speaking with comedian James Murray. We're going to find out what's in store for this season. James, thanks for talking with us today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So if someone didn't tune in before, tell me more about this show.
The show is Impractical Jokers. We're in season 9. These are my best friends from high school. We've been friends our entire life. The idea is that one of us is wearing an earpiece. We go out into the field, to a park, to a place of business, and we have to do whatever the other guys are saying for him to do. And if he refuses, he gets punished at the end of the episode, usually to some hilarious, embarrassing way.
And how are you doing this right now in the age of COVID?
Well, part of the fun of the show is that we get to reinvent it every season, no matter what. So this was just another kind of unique challenge of a show that kind of requires human interaction. How do you reconfigure it in the world of COVID? And I think we came up with great solutions. Like, one of the challenges coming up that you'll love is we are on the balcony of a house, and we hired people to build furniture in the backyard. So we're distanced by like 10 feet. And we had Joe come out in like a karate outfit, and he's 10 feet above them, like doing karate moves, but he's middle-aged and his gut is hanging out. So it's really physically funny. We also did like a Zoom challenge where we interviewed for a real job at a company. The CEO has set up his entire staff, and they had no idea that it was filmed for the TV show, because behind our laptop, right behind the screen, were the other 3 guys doing whatever they could to make us laugh while interviewing for the job. It was really, really funny.
Well, I'm curious, in situations like that, how do you keep your composure?
You don't. We fail miserably at it. That's the fun of it, is watching us struggle to not break.
I love it. And what is your favorite thing about being a part of this? I know it's hilarious, it's fun, you're a comedian, so it really, you do a great job with it. But for you, it's more than that. Tell me a little bit about what your favorite thing is about it and why you're passionate about the show.
It's the fans. It's knowing that I'll tell you what, we live in a crazy time for so many reasons, and the stresses of the real world. Sometimes it's nice for a half hour to turn those off and just laugh. And I think it's getting all these letters from fans and going on tour and performing and seeing how the show has changed people's lives for the better makes it all worthwhile to us. Our fans are not fans; they're like our friends. They're our families.
And really needed right now, just to be able to laugh, as you mentioned. Now, also, something fun about the show that you briefly touched on is that there are consequences. There's punishments if you refuse. Can you tell me about some of these punishments?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you an example. Still to this day, my driver's license photo, they shaved off my eyebrows and made me get a new ID with no eyebrows and no hair. I look like a potato that just got dumped. In the new season, I came home one day and the guys had painted I've never owned a house in my life. So I just got a house with my wife, never owned a car in my life until this year. And I came home and they had painted my entire front lawn pink. An hour before, they had arranged for Home and Garden magazine to come take photographs of my house, which was really embarrassing. They used my wife against me. She has a degree in nursing, so I came home one day and there was a proctologist, a urologist, my nurse wife, and a zip line in the yard. And I'll let you figure out what the punishment was, but it was so embarrassing.
Oh, I'm so impressed with the creativity that you all have and come up with. It's not just kind of the simple practical jokes we're used to. It's really out there, but in such a impressive, entertaining way.
Thank you. It was a fun challenge, but I think the season is funnier than any we've ever done.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to tune in. And I'm curious, as a comedian, did you ever think you'd be doing something like this?
I always wanted to. The guys and I used to do comedy together in high school, literally 30 years ago. And we loved doing comedy, loved making people laugh. And yeah, it was always my dream to do this, for sure.
Well, I can't wait to tune into this all-new season. Impractical Jokers Season 9 returns Thursday, February 4th on truTV. James, thanks so much for talking with us today here
You got
on
it.
Park City
Thanks for
Television.
having me. Thanks for having me.